Hi, this is Gail Sawchuk, and this is a training on 5 tips for building relationships with schools and libraries. To start off with, you do need to be an educational services representative in order to work with any school and library, and you do need to make sure that the schools that you're approaching are not listed, and whenever possible, make sure that you are listing them first before you start approaching them. Let's get started. So my first tip is to meet with the people face to face. You can certainly send out emails or mail packages, but your best interactions are going to be when they can meet you and see that you're a real person. You can let them know that you live locally and can be there to build a relationship and help support them and their school. So what I typically do is send an email, just a kind of quick one that introduces myself, lets them know that I am their consultant, gives them a quick preview of some of our programs and some of our best-selling library books. And then I will say something like, I will be in your area next Wednesday between 8 a.m. and 1 p.m. What time works best for you? And then if they get back to me, fantastic. I will put that in my calendar and go meet with them when it works for them. If they don't get back to me, then I will usually just show up and ask the front desk if it's okay for me to drop off a package with the librarian. And I will go in and say, "Hi, I'm Gail. I sent you an email. I don't know if you got it, but I just wanted to drop off this package and that you could look at, and maybe we can set a time to meet. If you happen to have a few minutes right now, I would love to sit down and chat with you." Then you've had a chance to meet them face to face. Maybe it's brief, maybe they're in the middle of something. You can always try to get their schedule and find out when a good time to drop in would be. But this way, I would say most of the time I do get to at least talk with them briefly and get an appointment set up that way. A lot of times the emails just go into the ether of all of the stuff that they have going on. My second tip is to start with what their needs are. So you can find out what books they're short on, what kind of programming they're wanting, whether it's money that they need because they really need a new bookshelf. Find out where they are coming from, and then you have a good way to direct the conversation and let them know how you can be of service and help rather than it being for your gain. The next tip, number 3, is to be open. If you walk in and say, "This school is going to be an amazing place to have a book fair and look at all of these kids. I can't wait to have a book fair," and you're designing it in your head where things are going to go, then you may miss other opportunities. So be open to whatever they may want to do. There's lots of opportunities to do teacher lounge events, to do Reach for the Stars, to do a Literacy for a Lifetime order, to talk with the principal about what some needs might be, to talk to counselors, all kinds of people. So you just don't want to get focused on one way to work with a school. If you're concerned that you work full time and you can't do a book fair, then know that there is usually a parent organization that can support you. So if that's what they're really excited about, then know that you can work it out. Tip number 4 is it's not just about the librarians. They tend to be the ones we think of first, and they are amazing contacts to have, but they just may not be interested, or it might not be a good time for them. But that doesn't mean that the school is not a great place for you to make relationships and have sales. So teachers, you can reach out to, see if you can put something in their mailboxes, see if they're interested in doing a classroom book drive, if you can do a teacher lounge event. Counselors are great to talk to, principals, the PTO or PTA booster organizations. You want to reach out to everybody possible, and you're going through the same thing. You're finding out what their needs are and how you can help, letting them know about all of our different programs to see if you can find a good fit. Tip number 5 is building relationships. Think of working with schools and libraries as a marathon rather than a sprint. Sometimes it takes several months, sometimes it takes a couple years in order to get into a school. So you can find lots of different ways to build the relationships. Maybe you offer to volunteer in a library or classroom, to do a story time, to do an event where you're not selling things, but you're just there to meet people and make friendships, to learn more about the school and more about the people that are there. You can follow Facebook pages, you can friend people on Facebook and get to know them. Whatever you can do to build relationships, bring them goodies, homemade treats, send them cards. You just want to stay in contact to get to know them better. And my bonus tip number 6 is to build your own confidence. I highly recommend going to somebody else's book fair to learn more about their Reach for the Stars programs that they're doing, to do lots of training so that you feel confident when you are talking about programs. Get to know the books, the catalog, research it, go to events and booths where there's lots of books that you can touch and feel and read. Start reading all the older chapter book series, at least the first one in each series, so that you can talk about them. The more confident that you feel going in that I can do this, I can put on an amazing event for you, the better that your meetings are going to go. Hope that was helpful. If you need more help and assistance, there is the Facebook group for educational service representatives, as well as training on the back office. Thanks so much.